Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bible English Learning Podcast. I'm Abby here with Xavier, and we're sitting here again with our coffee, just talking like we always do.
Yeah, exactly. Just two friends chatting slowly so everyone listening can practice English with us.
Before we start today, let's take a moment and say a short prayer together.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Dear God, thank you for bringing us together today. Thank you for every listener who wants to learn English and grow closer to you. Please guide our conversation today so our words are clear and helpful. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so today we're talking about something really meaningful, especially because Easter is coming soon. We're going to talk about the story of Jesus and the crucifixion.
Yeah, it's one of the most important stories in the Bible, and it's also a really good story for practicing English because the ideas are simple and powerful.
Exactly. And today we're also practicing something called shadowing English.
Right, shadowing means you listen and then repeat what you hear.
So if you're listening right now, try repeating some of the sentences after us.
Speak slowly, clearly, and don't worry if your English isn't perfect.
Right, learning a language takes time. So, Xavier, where does this story begin?
Well, the story begins during the final days of Jesus' life. Jesus had been traveling through towns and villages teaching people about God.
Yeah, many people followed him.
That's right. People listened to his words and saw the miracles he performed.
Yeah, I always imagine how exciting those moments must have been.
Exactly. Jesus healed the sick, helped the poor, and taught people about love and forgiveness.
But not everyone liked Jesus.
Right. Some leaders became afraid of him because so many people were following him.
So they started making a plan.
Yes, they made a plan to arrest Jesus.
Now, this next part always feels very emotional to me. Jesus goes to a garden, right?
Yes, the garden was called Gethsemane. Jesus went there with his disciples.
And he prayed.
Exactly. Jesus prayed because he knew something difficult was about to happen.
Yeah, that moment always makes me pause.
Yeah, it's a powerful moment. There is a simple Bible verse that comes from this moment.
Okay.
Jesus said, "Father, not my will, but yours be done."
Wow, yeah, that sentence is really powerful.
Teaches an important word in English, trust. Trust means believing someone will guide you even when things feel difficult. Let's practice two words. First word, pray. Pray means speaking to God.
Repeat with us. Pray.
Pray.
One more time. Pray.
Second word, trust. Trust means believing someone will help you.
Repeat with us. Trust.
Trust.
So while Jesus was praying, something happened,
Yes, soldiers came to the garden.
and they were led by Judas.
That's right. Judas had been one of Jesus' followers, but he betrayed him.
Yeah, that part of the story always feels sad.
It does. Judas showed the soldiers which man was Jesus. Then the soldiers arrested him. Let's practice a sentence together. Listen first. Jesus prayed in the garden. Now repeat. Jesus prayed in the garden.
Let's say it again. Jesus prayed in the garden.
Now another sentence. The soldiers arrested Jesus. Repeat slowly. The soldiers arrested Jesus.
Again, the soldiers arrested Jesus. So after the soldiers arrested Jesus, they took him away.
Yes, they brought him to the leaders of the city.
The leaders accused Jesus of crimes.
But Jesus had done nothing wrong.
Yeah, that moment always feels unfair.
It does, but something interesting happens here. Jesus remains calm.
Yeah, calm is a powerful word in this story.
Jesus remained calm.
Again, Jesus remained calm. So, after questioning Jesus, the leaders bring him to the Roman governor.
Yes, the governor's name was Pontius Pilate.
Pilate had the authority to decide what should happen.
Exactly. Pilate asked Jesus many questions.
And Pilate realized something important.
Yes, Pilate believed Jesus had done nothing wrong.
But outside, the crowd was growing louder.
Exactly. People were shouting, demanding punishment.
Yeah, this is where the story starts getting really intense.
It does, because now the crowd will be asked to make a choice.
Right, and that decision changes everything.
Exactly. In the next part, we'll talk about Barabbas, the crowd, and the moment Jesus is sent to the cross.
So stay with us and keep practicing English with us.
Yeah, we'll continue the story in part 2.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So we just finished the first part of the story, and honestly, it already feels pretty emotional.
Yeah, it really does. And now the story continues at a moment where a very important decision is about to happen.
Right, the moment when the crowd has to choose.
Exactly. So Jesus is standing before the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. Pilate has already questioned Jesus, and he believes something important.
Yeah, he believes Jesus is innocent.
Right. Pilate does not believe Jesus has done anything wrong. But outside, a crowd of people has gathered.
Yeah, and the crowd is getting louder.
Exactly. They are shouting, demanding punishment.
You know, I always imagine that moment being really chaotic.
Yeah, lots of voices, people shouting, people arguing.
Right, it probably felt really intense.
Exactly. Pilate tries to calm the situation. He decides to give the crowd a choice. There was a custom at that time. During a special festival, the governor could release one prisoner.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that.
So Pilate brings 2 men before the crowd. One is Jesus, the other is a man named Barabbas.
And Barabbas was actually a criminal.
Yes, Barabbas had committed serious crimes. Pilate thinks the crowd will choose Jesus.
Yeah, that seems logical.
But something surprising happens. The crowd begins to shout for Barabbas. Let's practice a sentence. Listen first. The crowd chose Barabbas. Now repeat slowly. The crowd chose Barabbas.
Let's say it again. The crowd chose Barabbas.
Here is another sentence. Pilate asked the crowd. Repeat slowly. Pilate asked the crowd.
Again, Pilate asked the crowd. You know, that moment always surprises people when they first hear the story.
Yeah, it really does. The crowd chooses the criminal and rejects Jesus.
That must have been confusing for Pilate.
Exactly. Pilate asked the crowd another question. He asks, "What should I do with Jesus?"
And the crowd shouts something very serious.
Yes, they shout, "Crucify him."
Yeah, that word is very important in this story.
Let's learn a new word. The word is crucify. Crucify means to execute someone on a wooden cross.
Let's repeat the word slowly. Crucify.
Crucify.
One more time. Crucify.
Pilate tries again to reason with the crowd. He asks them, "Why? What crime has he committed?"
But the crowd keeps shouting.
Exactly. They shout louder and louder, "Crucify him! Crucify him!"
Yeah, that moment must have felt very intense.
It really did. Eventually, Pilate gives in to the crowd. He releases Barabbas, and he sends Jesus to be crucified. Let's practice another sentence. Pilate released Barabbas. Repeat slowly. Pilate released Barabbas.
Again, Pilate released Barabbas.
Another sentence. Jesus was sent to the cross. Repeat slowly. Jesus was sent to the cross.
Again, Jesus was sent to the cross. You know, something about this story always makes me stop and think.
What's that?
The way Jesus stays calm through everything, even when people are shouting, even when things feel unfair.
Yeah, that's a really powerful part of the story. Jesus shows patience and peace.
And forgiveness, too.
Exactly. Forgiveness is a very important word in the Bible. Let's learn another word. The word is forgive. To forgive means letting go of anger and choosing kindness instead.
Repeat with us. Forgive.
Forgive.
So, After Pilate makes his decision, what happens next?
The soldiers take Jesus away. They place a heavy wooden cross on his back.
That must have been incredibly difficult.
Yes, Jesus had already been beaten, and now he must carry the cross through the streets.
Yeah, people are watching as he walks.
Exactly. Some people are crying, some people are mocking him.
Yeah, the crowd is very divided.
Let's practice another sentence. Jesus carried the cross. Repeat slowly. Jesus carried the cross.
Again, Jesus carried the cross.
Another sentence. Jesus walked through the city. Repeat slowly. Jesus walked through the city.
Again, Jesus walked through the city. Yeah, that moment in the story always feels very heavy.
It does, but it also shows incredible strength.
Right. Emotional strength.
Exactly. Jesus continues walking, even though the journey is painful.
Eventually, they arrive at a hill, right?
Yes, the hill is called Golgotha.
And this is where the crucifixion will take place.
Exactly. But before we continue the final part of the story, let's pause here for a moment.
Yeah, because the final part of the story is the most powerful part.
Right. In the next part, we'll talk about the crucifixion itself and the meaning of Easter.
And we'll also practice a few more English phrases together.
Exactly.
So stay with us and keep practicing English with us.
And we'll continue the story in part 3.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So, in the last part, we talked about the crowd choosing Barabbas and how Jesus was sent to be crucified.
Yeah, and we finished with Jesus carrying the cross through the city toward the hill called Golgotha.
Yeah, this is the part of the story that many people think about when they hear the word Easter.
Exactly. Easter is about sacrifice, love, and hope. So the soldiers bring Jesus to a hill outside the city. The hill is called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull.
Yeah, the name sounds a little intense.
It does. This is the place where criminals were crucified.
And Jesus is placed on the cross.
Yes, the soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the wooden cross. Then they raised the cross so everyone can see it.
That moment must have been incredibly painful.
Yes, both physically and emotionally. But something remarkable happens here. Even while suffering, Jesus speaks words of forgiveness. He says something very important. He says, "Father, forgive them."
Wow, yeah, that always amazes me.
Me too. Instead of anger, Jesus shows forgiveness. Let's practice a sentence together. Listen first. Jesus forgave the people. Now, repeat slowly. Jesus forgave the people.
Let's say it again. Jesus forgave the people.
Another sentence. Jesus showed love and forgiveness. Repeat slowly. Jesus showed love and forgiveness.
Again, Jesus showed love and forgiveness. You know, this moment always makes me think about how powerful forgiveness really is.
Yeah, forgiveness is one of the most important teachings in the Bible.
Right, letting go of anger, choosing peace.
Exactly. Forgiveness can change hearts.
So, what happens next in the story?
As Jesus hangs on the cross, something unusual happens. The sky becomes dark.
Yeah, that moment always feels very symbolic.
Exactly. It represents the seriousness of the moment. The world seems to pause. Let's learn a few English words from this part of the story. First word, forgive. Forgive means letting go of anger towards someone.
Repeat with us. Forgive.
Forgive. Second word, sacrifice. Sacrifice means giving something very important for the good of others.
Repeat with us. Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. You know, many Christians believe this moment shows the depth of God's love.
Yes, they believe Jesus gave his life to bring forgiveness and hope to the world.
And that's why Easter is so meaningful.
Exactly. Easter reminds people that love and hope are stronger than darkness.
Let's practice another sentence. Listen first. Jesus gave his life. Now, repeat slowly. Jesus gave his life.
Again, Jesus gave his life.
Another sentence. Love is stronger than hate. Repeat slowly. Love is stronger than hate.
Again, love is stronger than hate. You know, one thing I really like about this story is the message of hope.
Yeah, even though the moment is sad, it also carries hope.
Right, the story doesn't end in darkness.
Exactly. For Christians, Easter reminds them that love and faith continue beyond difficult moments. Before we finish today, let's ask our listeners a question. Take a moment and think about this. What does the message of Easter mean to you?
Maybe it reminds you of forgiveness, or hope, or faith. Let's finish with one final sentence. Listen first. Forgiveness brings peace. Now repeat slowly. Forgiveness brings peace.
Again.
Forgiveness brings peace. All right, before we end today, let's say one final prayer. Dear God, thank you for the story of Jesus and the message of love and forgiveness. Help us remember the power of kindness and faith in our lives. Bless everyone listening today as they continue learning English and growing in understanding. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today on the Bible English Learning Podcast.